In this video, we're going to look at some of the applications of natural language processing that you're already using every day without maybe even realizing it. The first one we're going to look at is spam classification in Gmail. If you use Gmail or any other email provider, you know that you have a little folder called the spam folder where you get all the junk that you don't really want to read. Well, stuff doesn't get there by magic. There's actually some pretty interesting AI algorithm that checks the content of the emails and decides whether the email is spam or not. Let's understand a little bit better how this works. So this is the main concept. What we want to do, we want to take some piece of text and we're going to classify it as okay, something interesting, or as spam. How do you build something like this? Well, the first option is that by hand you try to come up with a list of words that maybe are indicative of spam. But it is pretty hard to do. So the solution, once again, is machine learning. So you take a bunch of examples of good emails, so stuff that is interesting that you want to get in your inbox, and then bad emails, so emails that are spam. You feed them to a machine learning algorithm that is going to automatically learn what makes an email good and what makes an email bad. So this is the main concept behind application of machine learning to spam classification. Now, the question I have for you is, what do you think is the strongest predictor of spam? Which word do you think is the one that really tells you that an email is spam? So a lot of people try to come up with different words like free sex or you won the lottery, this kind of stuff. But machine learning algorithms found out that the most important word to understand if an email is spam or not is #FF0000. What the hell does it mean? Well, this is a code that computers interpret for the color red. So if you want to write a sentence in red, you will have to use this code so that the computer can render it in red. And machine learning algorithms by themselves figured out that a lot of emails that had red text, so had this code, were spam emails, which is pretty amazing because probably no human would have thought about this, but machine learning, looking through the data, figured this out. Let's now look at another application of natural language processing, which is the technology behind voice assistants, so Siri, Alexa, or Google Assistant. So what we're trying to do in this specific case is think about how we could build an AI product that listens to my voice. For instance, I'm saying call Mark, and then actually makes the phone call to Mark. Now, this is a pretty complex AI application, so we need to take a look at how you can break it down into different parts and what's the role that natural language processing playing in this specific application. So we're starting with me saying something, okay? So I'm saying call Mark. So the input of this system is my voice. The first thing we need to do is use an AI algorithm to translate my voice into text. So to take the raw sound that I'm emitting and translate it into the single words that I just said. Now it's where the natural language processing part comes into play. Because what we're doing is we are classifying these words into an action. So like before we were classifying emails into spam or not spam, here we have to classify what I just said into, is this person trying to call? Is this person trying to set up a timer? Is this person trying to look on the internet, etc., etc. In this case, this has been trained with a bunch of different sentences that all mean that I want to make a phone call. And so this natural language processing is going to take these words and understand this is my action, the action that I want to do, making a phone call to my friend Mark. That we just need to make a very simple search in my contact list for the phone number of Mark, and finally we can make our phone call. So as you can see, this is a pretty complex AI product because there's a lot of different parts of software that need to work together. But natural language processing, which you have seen in this section, is the key part that allows the algorithm to understand exactly what I want to do and then help me with my daily tasks.